Počuj, dám rovno nahrávanie, aj tak to budem strihať. A
Okay.
nejaké, že details, nejaké, že detail ohľadom tohto. Máš nejaké otázky, alebo začnem ja?
Mm, No, pozeral som si tvoje otázky,
Mhm.
ale ty si tam sám písal, že nepísať si
Jo,
nejaké presné odpovede,
jo,
že hey,
jo.
you don't need to prepare the Polish answers.
Yes, I'll switch to
Yeah,
English right away so
to
we can
show.
get used to this a little bit because
Yeah,
we don't speak
perfect,
English very often.
perfect.
But
I haven't for a long while.
I some people are doing testimonials in a way where they try to squeeze as much contrast. Like I was doing like shit. It was this, it was this, it was this, and then it was amazing, amazing, amazing. My point with the testimonial is to be a match for the clients. So
Uh-huh.
I want them to see themselves in the situations. I don't want to make this dramatic. So at any moment, I'm going to be asking you questions. Those questions are specific, and I want to know, I want to let's just do this in a way where you just give me free thinking answers. If there's something you
Mhm.
specifically don't want to be there, I'm not gonna put it in there. If there is something that would even be a good material, but it would jeopardize your integrity or your relationship if Annie sees it, then I'm not gonna put it. I prioritize this over the quality of the testimonial. So this is the first thing.
Mhm.
The second thing, I want you to enjoy this.
Okay.
So I believe all these testimonial calls are something like, when the end of the hero's journey, the last scene of Frodo being, the winner and leaving to this elfland, Harry Potter finally coming home and all that stuff. Like this is what it's about, to celebrate the progress, to celebrate the victories. And there is so many. So so this is the second thing. And I want you to feel good in the end of it. I'm going to be cutting it anyway. It's not going to be longer
Hmm.
than I believe it's not going to be longer than 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And eventually, I'm going to be like my ultimate goal with this is to create a trailer for the program, which
Hmm.
means that there's going to be
Multiple people.
multiple people. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you didn't see the Masculine X trailer.
Not sure.
I'll send you afterwards. So
Hmm.
it's going to be like 20 people, like one over another, and saying various aspects of the things of the same thing
Uh-huh.
later. So does it make sense? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, makes sense. Let's try it.
Okay. Okay.
Should I be looking at the questions or probably not?
No, no, you get.
Let it just flow.
Yes, I don't have the questions in front of me either. I just have like keywords. So that's what I'll be sticking with.
Hmm.
Okay. So I'm curious. Before we start to talking about the good stuff, talking about the victories, when you reflect on the past and on the times before you joined the program, what were the problems or limitations that you were dealing with? What were you facing that eventually
Hmm.
brought you into the program? And one thing,
Yeah.
I I don't want to use dominant leadership. I just want to say program because I want to keep it. I want to keep
Hmm.
it open to just
Okay.
changes.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, I was just thinking of whether to mention Annie or not. Should I just say like my partner? Does it sound okay or it sounds
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
in
No, no.
maybe in Slovak, but it doesn't sound bad in English. Yeah. Okay. So the problems that I had before, right? That's the
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Okay. So definitely the problem that was like prevailing and like persisting for a while was that we were getting uh more often and often into the conflicts with my girlfriend. Uh and I saw on myself that I started to be more kind of like aggressive or angry.
Mhm.
So I started to fight more. I wasn't doing it before. I was more like a calm person, and yeah, trying to like avoid conflicts. But I saw like this leads us to nowhere.
Hmm.
Just me being reactive, same as she is.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was the state before we started the program.
Yeah. What would you say? How did you try to resolve it? What were your
Resolve
first?
it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And my thing was that I was trying to be more strict to myself and basically uh do the things that I promised to myself. And because that was something that we were lacking in our relationships. Like the boundaries were just like pushed too far ahead or to nowhere, that they basically vanished over the time. And then like any promise or I will do something, it was like, yeah, almost like you said, nothing. The weight of the promise was yeah, close to zero.
Hmm.
uh so yeah, so I started to be like hard on myself, and she saw it as I'm trying, or I'm being like hard on her or cruel
Hmm.
in her words, if I'm right. So yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be harsh or cruel uh, towards her, but yeah, after all, it turned to something like I started to be like mm, going more into the conflicts, being more
Hmm.
reactive when she was like escalating some kind of conflict. I was like, screw it, I won't be quiet anymore,
Hmm.
and I was like trying to fight with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
would be an example of that? Does it mean yelling or does it
Uh,
mean just like saying mean things?
yeah,
What would
yeah,
be?
even like going, yeah, even like yelling, I would say, because yeah, I'm not that kind of person. Like
Hmm.
usually people see me as a calm person, and they're like they even wonder sometimes if I can yell or get angry. So yeah, I can definitely, but I don't do it that often because yeah, in this perspective, it was like a natural expression, like like being angry and expressing that I was angry, but you know, there was no point in that. It was like not getting us anywhere. It
Yeah.
wasn't a progress in the relationship.
Yeah. What were the consequences of that when you did that? What happened afterwards?
I think that we were like getting more apart from each other because she was seeing me as like a harsh or hard person, and uh yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Is there anything else that's coming up that you can track back as something that was a problem or a limitation before?
Problem or limitation. Yeah, definitely that I was though that I was like completely unclear on what are my expectations from the relationship and life in
Hmm.
general,
Yeah.
especially the relationship part.
Why do you think this was a problem?
Mm, because I didn't have like any clear picture or a path that I would like lead her, uh, like the way that I would lead her on, or the
Hmm.
goal that I would lead her towards. To
And yeah, and what happens? What would you say that happened that happens as a result of that?
more and more frustration from her side, or both of us, basically,
Hmm.
because we were just like, the, yeah, we were both trying, like
Hmm.
actually trying, but it was like, yeah, just like trading the water, like standing on a one place and not moving, and just
Yeah.
like in the cartoons when you try to run, but you're on the same place actually.
Yeah. Which is awful, especially given the fact that you're doing your best and she's doing her best.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Um, okay, so it was the anger or the reactiveness coming and the lack of vision. Would you say there was anything
Mhm.
else that's coming that's popping?
Mm. Not sure. It doesn't come to my mind at the moment.
Hmm.
Can you think of something that I'm missing? That
I'm thinking,
what you saw from?
but um, I would say, but I'm not sure if you perceive that as problem. I definitely perceive this as something where you made a massive progress, but I don't
Oh,
know if you perceived it as
yeah.
problem before. It's some kind
I've-
of ability to stand up for what
mhm,
you believe is right.
mhm.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
maybe,
maybe. Or I thought of like when we first met, I was like always apologizing for like
yeah,
little things, like things that really doesn't matter if I don't know, like what it was. I don't know, like I sat on the chair where you wanted to sit or something,
yeah, yeah,
or I just like yeah, knocked you a little bit with my hand or something like that. I was always like, oh, sorry, sorry. And
yeah,
being like too much apologetic about like anything basically. So yeah, that changed over the years.
yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I thought that this might be actually connected with what you said before.
Is there anything else?
No, most probably.
This apologeticness, how would
Yeah.
you say that influenced you slash your relationship?
Hmm. Definitely, I wasn't in the role of the leader. I wasn't leading it because I was just like being passive, kind of like turned off, and just trying to be affirmative or compliant with anything that she wants, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a broader thing. There was a lot of guilt and shame as well
Hmm.
that was directly connecting with me being apologetic for basically anything small.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful because like I perceive like 80% is gone. If I
Yeah,
allow myself to
yeah.
go back all the way to my second nature.
I just told you sorry when I jumped I jumped in to what you were saying. But anyways,
Yeah,
yeah,
no worries. But it happens, but like it's massively
yeah.
different,
It does.
massively
It
different than
does.
than,
It's
than
it
before.
is. It is.
Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. Have you or what else have you tried to to transform your situation or to change these things before we started working together?
Hmm. I think I was just like reading articles from Mark Manson, especially the ones about relationships. Uh, I was reading some books, just random. Um, yeah, but I haven't been like in any other program or workshop
Hmm. I see.
such as you did. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you think outside the like coaching therapy
Yeah.
space,
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, as you mentioned, therapies, I was having some therapies before, especially to like move ahead in the relationship and
mhm,
just like sort it out. And what I learned there was basically that I'm always pushing my boundaries, and that seems to be a theme for that follows me for years.
mhm. What would you say is the reason that the therapy didn't give you the results that you wanted, or the same results
Hmm.
that, when we work together?
Hmm. Hmm. I think the difference was especially with the life workshops that we had together was the aspect of like actually trying it and living it basically, like yeah, learning through play or actual life situations in life.
Hmm.
That was a huge difference, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I remember that I actually had a different coaching sessions before. Yeah, but it, maybe this was the aspect that the energy of the coach was like cool, or that it was like always motivating. But yeah, after our call, it was I was basically there alone again.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is how it differed working with you.
Hmm. And if you look just at the aspect of the relationship program,
Hmm. Yeah. You mean, yeah, I don't have anything to compare it with.
mhm,
Only maybe the therapy sessions, but mm, I think that we were going into like much like more detail and real situations, and actually just like trying to do something instead of just talking about it.
mhm, mhm. So the difference, um, how would you, so the difference was in like the practicality, like not,
Yeah, yeah,
mhm,
yeah, definitely. Definitely, yes.
mhm. Could you, is it possible for you to say that, like, whole sentence?
Yeah, I got you. So what do we want to cover? The whole
I mean,
difference between like having therapy and
yeah, my understanding, and I agree with this. Like, my understanding is that therapy is about self-understanding. And
Mhm,
if there's an aspect of like taking specific action in specific relationships, like specific doing specific strategies, that's more like a bonus that not everybody does, or that is not even required, that is not
mhm,
expected.
mhm.
And the way I operate is that I give you some
Okay.
frameworks in terms of self-understanding, and you see yourself through that and you do some evaluations, but then like it's an implementation program, right? Like the whole 12 weeks is about implementation. Like you do it,
Mhm,
if you fail you
mhm.
come on a call, we fix, and it's just like constant iteration. So the
Yeah.
practicality, I absolutely agree with that. It's just that I asked the question and you didn't answer the full sentence, so I cannot, I don't want to put myself
Sure.
in the video, so that's
Let's
why.
let's let's do it
if you can su-
again.
if you can summarize
Yeah.
it, but
So
with your words, what you believe is
yeah,
true.
yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah. Can you give me the question again?
Yeah. What would you say is different between or you know what? Let's just leave this off. I'll ask this later.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know, I
No
know, I
worries. No
know.
worries. We yeah, we can do it. But
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
So if you think about the changes that happened,
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
changed while being in the program
What
or
changed?
as a result of the program
Yeah. I guess
in your
multiple
relationship?
things.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm, definitely like my way of like perceiving the emotions or being able to recognize the emotions. Not only like my emotions, but emotions of my girlfriend.
Hmm.
And yeah, even like the undercover or the complex ones, like when she was angry, but actually she was just afraid of something
Hmm.
from a past, from a childhood, or yeah, I mean like some kind of like uh, uh sorry, I don't remember the word.
In Slovak,
Uh Vzorce.
balance.
Patterns. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so being able to recognize the emotions and the patterns and like the deeper undercovered emotions behind, for example, anger, like there's underlying fear that was coming out from some pattern from her past or childhood. Uh yeah, overall I definitely changed or flipped in my mind and or the mindset in in actual like leadership or leading the woman, because I thought in the past I thought like it's always about making a compromise in terms of like we should agree on something like what we will eat, where we will go, and the
Hmm.
basic stuff. And I was always just like asking her like, where do you want to go, or what do you want to eat? And now it completely changed to like, yeah, I just want to have, I don't know, like chicken breast with rice from here, or yeah, let's go here, let's have a dinner. And so I'm just like first starting with some suggestion that she
Yeah.
can agree with, or she can disagree. And in that case I will ask her like what she wants.
Hmm.
What she when she doesn't know, I will say like, okay, like let's go to the place that I picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have like internal fight with myself about that anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I feel fine with myself. And because before it was like in my mind I felt like it should be the decision of both of us,
Hmm.
or we should agree, or something
Hmm.
like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
having like 100% agreement or something like that.
Yeah. What would
Yeah.
you say to people who would object that you have to agree, you cannot have only, you can't be selfish in the relationship? What would you say to them who would object to what you said with these words?
Yeah, I'm not selfish.
Hmm.
Yeah, like she still has. I'm just like suggesting or proposing my choice, and she still has her half or her full 100% to decide
Yeah.
on what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm here not just like trying to defend my position or something, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just trying to lead. And yeah, when she's okay with that, perfect. She save her energy and time to
Hmm.
decide on anything. If she wants something else, she can just say.
Hmm.
And yeah, and I would be like, yeah, let's go there, or I really don't want it,
Yeah.
and we can
Yeah.
agree then.
Yeah. Yeah. What other important changes happened, or what are some of your favorite changes that happened during our work together?
Hmm. Favorite changes, okay. I felt that my favorite change is actually mm, being being fine with getting into uncomfortable situations or discussions. Um, that usually are the most important ones that I
Hmm.
was just trying to avoid. Yeah, speaking up for myself or what I want. That makes a huge difference,
Hmm.
obviously. Uh, yeah, I would say these are this one.
Hmm. How did it affect your girlfriend?
Sorry, how did it affect
How
my?
how did your changes and your shifts affected your girlfriend and the
Oh
relationship
yeah.
ultimately?
Hmm. Hmm. I think we actually or this actually started the series of changes, or yeah, disrupted the pattern that we had before, that we were just like both trying and getting nowhere. I think this
Hmm.
actually uh disrupted it. And at least from my point of view, I think that we're like moving from the place where we've been before.
Hmm. I love that, man. I love to hear that.
Cool.
And in what way would you say that it was that you started to move forward?
From when?
No,
Sorry,
no.
before.
In what way? Maybe
In what
just
way? Uh-huh. Yeah,
in
yeah,
what
yeah.
way did you start moving forward?
Yeah, we definitely started to, I think, communicate more openly. I was always trying to like not go into the hard discussions, or trying to avoid it, being just not speaking up, basically. I was quiet. And from her side, it seemed that either I didn't care, or I didn't have like anything to say, or I'm just like waiting and being undecisive, that I cannot decide.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, but it was actually that I was speaking. I wasn't speaking out because I thought that I will hurt her, most probably,
Yeah.
that I will like mess up something. And at the same, yeah, after that, I realized that it's stupid because I'm just like withholding myself basically and what I want. So I first needed to like realize what it is, and
Hmm.
then to talk about it more openly. And yeah, and I think I just don't want to get into another topic, but that was when like the emotional intelligence came in again.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of times the debates or the discussions were not that much about the content. It was more about the context, the emotional context, like if she's
Hmm.
feeling hurt, if she's angry, or what's behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the actual sentences that flow between in the discussion might be just absolute BS. We had the same situation this weekend, for example, but I was already aware of like what's happening. I
Yeah.
didn't react like the best possible way that I could, but I was reactive at like first glance, but then I realized like, oh, like what's going on? Like this is complete like bullshit.
Hmm.
The content of the conversation wasn't
Yeah.
really important. This was
Yeah.
about the emotions that were behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say is the most important thing about the a man's ability to understand and recognize emotions with his woman?
What is most important
What's the most important about it?
about it? Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think it's really connected with what I just said. Like the the context is more important than the content. Usually, it's like
Mhm.
that.
Hmm.
So yeah, for example, the situation from this weekend. I think I'm not 100% sure, but because we haven't discussed it into that kind of detail, but I think that she was actually feeling like ashamed, maybe a little bit, um, because there were some things that I did myself, but she felt like it was her role as a woman, and
Hmm.
she should have done those things,
Hmm.
as like uh, washing the curtains or stuff like that.
I see.
So just basic things,
Yeah.
and she like inside she was like maybe upset, maybe ashamed or something, and it was like slowly boiling there. And then
Hmm.
it came like she started blaming, and she started with I was like, I never heard this before, like that I heard that the curtains that we have in our home are actually from her mother, and that she should bring it back to her mother and stuff like that. And I was like, what the fuck? And the day after, when we kind of like got back into the situation and went through the emotions, she was like, yeah, like definitely, like let's just keep those, and I don't have to return those to my mother. So, the content of that conversation wasn't really about like
Yeah.
the curtains. It was
Yeah.
about how she felt at that moment, and she
Yeah.
was trying to like express it through the content. So
Yeah.
that's why I think it's actually important to understand the emotional level, or what's behind the conversation, what's truly driving her.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that so much, man. It's like you speak another language, no? Once you understand that. You speak
Hmm.
additional language.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say were the biggest positive changes that our work had on her?
Hmm. Mm. it would be definitely cool to mention that throughout the process, uh, she was like she got upset or angry on like what I'm trying, like the bullshit things that I'm learning from Mars.
Yeah,
And it was
I'm kind of
and it
used to
was
that by this point.
yeah, and you warned me, so that was great. And despite that, yeah, it ended up very well in terms of like she kind of like became an advocate of the change and uh yeah, of that. It wasn't like going directly as you suggested, like baby tell me how do you feel.
Hmm.
I think that she would slap me on my face right away even now, but yeah, I can ask her more in a more careful way or like situation aware and just like trying to get to the emotions that are out of the way maybe.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else that you noticed in her that's changed?
Mhm.
Not necessarily communication. I mean, if it's communication wise, perfect, but even outside communication wise. I remember we
Yeah,
talked about
I think
some things. Hmm.
yeah, I think she's actually closer to recognizing her emotions as well.
Hmm.
Uh, so she's more aware uh, of emotions or just like actually labeling them or knowing what they are.
Hmm.
Because at the very beginning, she was like, I don't know how I feel. You
Hmm.
know, or in the way like I don't know how I feel that
Yeah.
that it was anger, but but yeah, then we slowly like started to we just like discussing about it while being together on a dinner or just like having a talk in a car or elsewhere. So
Hmm.
we were just like going through the feelings and the situations and slowly like undercovering like what was it like
Yeah.
what she was actually feeling at the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Is there any change that you noticed in her in terms of attitude to self-development in general, or attitude to understanding herself?
Mm, hopefully, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
asking this.
still it's yeah, it's like still it's a her path, but our paths are interconnected uh as we want to be together in the life. So yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah,
I'm just
that's
asking.
still
I'm
go
asking
ahead.
because I remember, I vaguely remember you saying something like that, that she's more thinking about these things and she's like reflecting,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
so that's why I asked.
Yeah, definitely. It's still not like self-driven, I would say.
Hmm.
She's not that initiative in the terms of like, yeah, she's not having like the sessions with a coach or a therapist or so. Uh that honestly I would like to, I'd love to.
Hmm.
Uh if she would like start work on herself more in a terms of like not only from being pushed into but like feeling it as her own. uh yeah, but few of the positive changes was that she was actually talking about these things to her friends, to her
Hmm.
girlfriends, or to sisters and family or close people. So that was cool.
Hmm.
It wasn't like it was the same for me at the very beginning. I was, as I told you before, I was like feeling ashamed and kind of like it going through the guilt and so it was a hard filter for anything. So I was even feeling like ashamed to talk about themes such as these and to
Hmm.
talk openly. And yeah, that was one of the things that changed for me as well. I'm not
Hmm.
like publishing or creating the content on this theme, but it's always mm, I'm always happy to open. open up these topics in the discussions that I'm having with my friends,
Hmm.
especially when I want to like talk about like a deeper stuff in terms of like not about whether business stocks
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, yeah. I love that. It's because it seems like there's some of the positive benefits showed up not just directly into the in the field of relationship, but in other fields, like in other areas, like the
Hmm.
spillover effect.
Hmm.
Can you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
of any,
yeah.
can you think of any other ones? Maybe something like some benefit, some unexpected benefit that surprised you that became a result of being in the program?
Hmm. Yeah, the unexpected benefit was actually that it was after we implemented, like we never had any like formal agreement or anything, but it was like me trying to listen to more content about leadership in general. And then I got back in what we talked about as well, and that was the thing about like no blaming, so not accepting blaming
Hmm.
and taking responsibility for what's happening to us or to me. Yeah, like
Hmm.
she then started to see it from my side, and she started to adopt it as well.
Hmm.
And at the time that it's not like 100% all the time, but when she changed or when she started to apply it, I just like saw it right away because like the blame for like random shit stopped.
Hmm.
And it was like obvious after a few days. And I was like, huh? Like what's going on? It was strange. But then I saw her like in a new way again, I would say, in a terms of I was feeling like she's more beautiful,
Mm.
and I was feeling like more attraction towards her as well. That was unexpected for me.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Um, is there something more that you can think of on this topic?
Oof. Mm, the unexpected change.
Hmm. Or something that you didn't see coming, something that happened that you didn't
Uh,
see coming? Maybe even business, because many people, most men, say about the business changes after
mhm.
this as well. Giorgio
In
Aridolis.
business,
Yeah.
yeah, I think in business it was more about like setting the boundaries with the clients. Yeah, but as I got into the point where I was kind of like feeling apathy again,
Hmm.
to like to for uh in terms of like working for clients, I was more focusing on my projects, and I know like I'm super slow with that, but I'm at least like moving ahead.
Hmm.
That feels nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not super sure how to reflect this into business.
I remember this one situation when we were on the call
And
and I asked about gains, and you said about the
yeah,
situation of,
huh?
it was it like business partners, and
Uh-huh.
there was
Oh,
some unset expectations, and
yeah,
out of
yeah. It
nowhere
was.
you set a boundary.
mm,
I think it was a boundary,
I think. I think. Yeah, I think it was a new project. It was or a new startup basically
and
where.
is it okay if you just say this and you frame it as like one thing I noticed in business, for example?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So one thing that I noticed in business, it was when we were trying to put together. It was a bunch of us that we were talking about like forming a startup, and I was clear about my role and a value. And as we were getting on with like the initial calls and trying to get some like first expectations. So I was just like on the first call, I was just like exploring like what are we exactly talking about? Like what kind of shares or yeah, what's the plan basically? And then I realized like this definitely isn't for me because the share that they offered me was just like way too low. I set my expectations, and yeah, it was great to like fail fast basically or something,
Hmm.
like get it done fast. It wasn't a fail, you know. At the end, the startup didn't get any funding, so the idea was just like pretty generic, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was more about the execution, not about the idea.
Hmm.
But anyways,
And in terms of dealing with the situation and communicating the way you did, what are you proud about yourself the most in that situation?
mm, I would say like not falling into the same old patterns that were there. Definitely, it was getting me there into just like not deciding basically, or just like keeping it
Hmm.
open and stuff like that. You
Hmm.
know, so the
Hmm.
change
So,
wasn't it wasn't that that I actually decided like what I want, and when it wasn't met, I was just like, yeah, I'm out, and that
mhm,
was it.
mhm. What did it feel like?
What does it feel like?
Hmm. What did it feel like?
Mm, Yeah, at that time it was a great feeling, I guess. Yeah, now it feels okay.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, like let's get to the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that you can think of that changed for the better as a result of the program in terms of communication with um, people outside your relationship? Assertiveness, maybe any of these things.
hmm Mm. I think so. At least in some situations I was like, even though I wasn't the CEO or a father or the leader or anything, and in that situation, I basically overtook the control with like making a decision
Hmm.
in this situation where no where people were like nobody could, yeah, they were just like getting rid of their responsibility basically. So it was like, yeah, I took the responsibility, or it wasn't the feeling that I'm taking the responsibility. It was just like, yeah, I will just propose my solution.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
what was the result of that? Like, what would be like this is the new behavior, and I would be curious, what would be the consequences of that new behavior?
hmm Mm, I think, it's funny because the answer that I wanted to give you was like that actually like more things will play out the way that I want, or that I can think of as a good way for me. And the thing was that I'm sometimes I'm still not realizing that I'm the one that's making the decision when nobody else is. And it's the same with like, for example, the situation with which is like forming up a band, and I thought that there's a leader, the singer, but apparently. Uh, he's not leading as I would expect. So I was like, yeah. So I just wrote the message. So guys, are we having a rehearsal this week or not? Like when, where, how should we coordinate? I can take some people from Bratislava. Like, yeah, like let's do it. Like they'll I was just like gathering the information, but I was the first that wrote them.
Yeah,
Like what's going on?
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah. I love that.
so taking the initiative and kind of like responsibility, but it's not that I'm doing it for them. I feel like, yeah, it's just for myself, and in terms of
Hmm.
that, I know how to plan out the week. I know what's going to happen, how to arrange things.
Yeah, yeah. this kind of leads me to the next question, which is what is your perspective or attitude towards self-worth?
Hmm.
And if I say the word self-worth, what is the
Hmm.
stuff that pops up? Because this was something that we talked about a lot
Hmm.
in the relationship in the program.
Hmm. Hmm. And it's still hard for me to answer right away. Mm. Mm. It feels to me like that I'm like right away I'm not I don't owe anything to anybody. I would start with that one. Maybe before I was as I was feeling like guilty or ashamed, so I thought that like I don't know, I just like owe something or it was almost like you did something bad or you should be ashamed or you should I don't know like take your burden. So I don't feel like that anymore. Um, and yeah, I definitely know that I can provide value for like not only like clients to people around me in just like in terms of either like the knowledge that I know, the skills that I have, or just like being myself basically,
Yeah,
being the mixture of yeah of everything that I am.
yeah, yeah. If I look outside the topic of self-worth, what would you say that were the or what's changed internally inside you that allow all those beautiful things that improves to happen?
Hmm. Tough questions. Hmm. I think that part of it would be that I allowed myself to do that. Uh, hmm. But I don't know. I think it's still like a work in progress. It's not
Hmm.
like uh, anything that's like well done and finished.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
fair enough.
yeah.
Okay. And if you had to compare your experience in the program, working on your relationship the way we did, and the therapy that you had experience with in the past, how would you compare these two?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Like working with you was like yeah, 100 times more practical or effective in terms of the changes. Because yeah, on the therapies we were mostly talking about the thing about the relationships, about like what bothers me and so. But it was maybe like me trying to get the answer, or basically like asking you to give me the answer or the therapist.
Hmm.
But with us, it was different, I think, because like the practical side, you always gave me like a kind of like a homework or a thing that I can do or a framework that I can follow. Yeah, or just to get something to that I can get back to
Hmm.
when I'm feeling like stuck or yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like a clear path on what to do next, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if we go on like a little bit more big picture, how do you see yourself today compared to how you saw yourself 4 months ago when we started, or a few months ago when we started?
Hmm. I think I will just repeat myself a bit, but definitely uh I feel more proud about myself uh and for the change that happened, or for the work that I put in. But uh, one of the things was, or I think that the main change. Sorry, can you repeat the question again, Mother?
Yeah.
Sorry.
How do you see yourself
See
today
here. Okay.
compared to how you saw yourself before we started?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Going like really big picture in terms of
Big picture.
changes that occurred.
Hmm. In a big picture, I think that mm, I'm definitely able to like see the whole situation better in terms of like relationships, the discussions, the emotions. Uh, eh, just to be a little bit more specific, like especially when we talked about that some of the discussions are not really about what's being said, but what's being felt
Hmm.
by the other side or
Hmm.
both sides. So being able to like express what I'm feeling and being able to like see or kind of like decode what the other person is feeling, and being able to ask them about it. Like, are you like, are you angry, or do you feel, I don't know, ashamed,
Hmm.
or is that a fear, or yeah,
Hmm.
just being able to address it. And the thing is that when my partner, when she's able to express her feelings, I think that naturally I know what to do, like without being told to like what to do in the terms of the content. Yeah, like when I'm not able to like now I think that I'm more capable of recognizing the emotions from her side, but it definitely does help when she can do it for me and she can explain it, or just like tell how she's feeling, and that helps like really a lot to recognize or to behave different in some situations.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm,
Um, if you, what would you say to somebody who's in a relationship situation, and they're struggling with repetitive fights, and the guy
mm,
is going crazy because he just doesn't understand her? If
mhm.
there is somebody like this, what would you recommend to these kind of people? And I'm asking, possibly for someone who might be watching this in the future, and they might
Yeah.
be considering something like this.
Mhm. Yeah. I feel the weight on my shoulders now. Yeah.
What do you mean, the weight on your shoulders?
The responsibility for others.
Oh, I see.
Ah, yeah, okay. So okay. So what I would suggest to others, right, in that are kind of in the similar situations, or similar situation in relationship. Uh, for me, the main thing was to recognize the emotions, my emotions first, and then her emotions.
Hmm.
Trying to talk about the emotions with her, and that's the hardest part, I think,
Hmm.
because yeah, like asking directly, that can be just another trigger of any other small war between two of you. But yeah, mm, I think being like more curious and playful, that helps a lot.
Hmm.
uh and yeah, maybe spark curiosity on her side as well, and just like get into the point where you both are able to like recognize the emotions, and even the underlying ones that might be covered with some others, like anger.
Hmm.
uh and then it's like, for me at least, it clicked right away, because like when you know the context, it does change all the things that are being said. So when she's just like yelling some them, or she's like blaming you about something that you haven't done, that she done, and so then you can see her with another eyes or another perspective, and in terms of like, yeah, maybe she's just angry because like she's feeling like a little child because I don't know, father or someone stepped on her, or she's
Hmm.
feeling uh like ashamed,
Yeah.
or just there's a guilt or something like that that she triggered, and it's not really about the thing that the blame is about. Yeah, though we're talking about the blame, but it's about the emotion that's behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. And I mean, obviously, there's like so much more, but it's
Yeah,
beautiful the way you see
sure.
what's the most important, I think. And if you looking back, would you say would you evaluate that? And listen, like I know this is a testimonial interview, but I don't want you to say anything that's not true. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
so would you evaluate that that was a good decision and a good investment to join the program?
Yeah, definitely it was worth it. I enjoyed it. It's worth the change. Or like, if even though if there was no change, I wouldn't be that happy, obviously, but I think like the skills or the skill set that I gained is worth it. Definitely.
Mhm. Okay. And would you recommend this? Have you recommended this to somebody before?
If I already did recommend this,
I'm curious.
yeah, I did. Obviously, I
Yeah,
did. Yeah, I mean, like, not in particular this program that we just went through, but the other ones, the workshops. Yeah,
I see. I see. Okay.
and
Okay.
indirectly even this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it in is it authentic for you to say that you recommend this some some men who are under who are going through something or any of this?
Mhm. Mhm. Yep, I'm comfortable with that. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And
definitely. I would
and if
say,
you and if you aren't, I don't want you to do that. I just want you to know, like I really don't.
yeah, yeah. I would say like I would definitely like recommend this to someone that's like willing to do the work, and it's like curious and open-minded, because otherwise it won't work, I guess. It might end up in some point where you would think of like, yeah, what the fuck is Marsh talking about? And yeah, it takes practice, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely, it takes some trials and errors, and there will be some along the road. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you find important and that you want to say?
Mm, hmm. Is there anything particular that you have in your mind, on mind? I was
Mm,
just like, hmm, sorry, I just asked you a question and I was going to answer it again.
yeah. Go
That's what
ahead.
I
Go
do.
ahead.
Yeah. I just thought of the situation with my girlfriend's father at the
Hmm.
holiday. Yeah. And we I was I was just like pushing my boundaries again and again, as I'm used to. That's the thing that I'm still like kind of like struggling with or trying to deal with. But it got to a point where I set like a hard boundary in one situation, and right away in the next one.
Hmm.
uh and and the next day I was asking my girlfriend, like, is your father like angry at me? And she was like, no, most probably he's ashamed. I was like, yeah, I had a smile on my face. I was feeling proud and totally okay with it.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I wasn't like taking any responsibility for his emotions or feelings. But yeah, I was glad that that I set him a boundary that got us into this situation.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I understand. Um, okay. If you had to, and this is an experiment, if you had to make 1 to 2 sentences summary of your experience, how would you say that? What would you say?
I would say that it was a long, it was like a short, not long road at the same time. And in terms of like, it wasn't comfortable at all. I did try to put in the work and attend the calls and just like talk with you about the situations that were happening. Uh, and yeah, like overall, I learned a lot, especially about emotions and how to like see them basically or feel them
Mhm.
from my girlfriend. Uh, I was able to like lead her into this, like into the basically getting knowing herself a bit more in
Mhm.
terms of recognizing her emotions and being able to express them. And yeah, I set the boundaries in that there will be like no blaming accepted. That helped us a lot in a terms of like how I perceived her and how the life did change or just like I mean like everyday life. Mm, yeah, this is
Okay.
basically it, I think.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um,
Yeah,
how
you're
are
welcome.
how are you feeling?
Good.
I'll I'll just keep the
Hopefully it will be useful.
yeah. I'll like it's we're finished. I'll just keep the recording on in case like something nice that wasn't because that usually happens. Like the tension goes off and people say all the
Yeah,
amazing stuff when the recording is off.
yeah, it
So
happened.
so how are you feeling? How was it for you?
Um, you mean this call, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, it was okay. I was a bit stressed, I would say before, but yeah, I just wanted to like yeah, like kind of like come prepared or being just like useful.
Yeah, yeah. It is extremely useful. It is
Cool.
extremely useful. There is a lot of very good stuff and true stuff, like all the things that happen. And that's how I want to do these things, do these calls, do these
Yeah,
edits.
yeah, I like it.
I There was a lot of stuff also that I wouldn't put there,
Okay,
like
cool.
very specific things. So I think
Yeah,
what I'll
just
do,
just just keep it.
yeah, what I'll do is that I'm gonna make a script and I'm gonna send you the script and just check if you're okay with that script
Hmm.
being the final cut. Okay.
Hmm. Okay, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, you will have the transcript of the recording, and you will just like try to do some
Yes.
cuts out of it. Okay.
Yes. Yes. I figured out how to do this with AI. So
Yeah, yeah, sure.
that's why I wasn't doing this for 7 years until now.
A lot of ways.
Yeah. OK, tím pádem já to můžem zastavit.
Pohodě. Dík, Vánoš.